KDSJ Local Sports, Clayson Davis reporting as we put a bow on Black Hills State University volleyball for the 2025 season. And Head Coach Grayson DuBose joining us with KDSJ Sports here at the Young Center in Spearfish, completing his first full season as the Yellow Jackets head coach. Coach, appreciate the time.
Hey, thank you, Clayson. I appreciate you.
So you got your first season under your belt in the RMAC Conference for the Jackets. Now that you had a little bit of time to digest after your last game and senior night, give me your overall impression of your first season here in Spearfish.
I thought it was good, right? I mean, I only know what I know, and I didn't know any different. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the team. They're really good people. And I think we got better at volleyball, although the results aren't what we want. The outcomes aren't always what you want. You can't control that, but these girls worked hard at getting better.
As far as taking over a program that you didn't know your athletes you were going to have coming into this season in a conference that is pretty competitive in terms of volleyball, what's your biggest takeaways as far as coaching this team and in the conference in your first season?
You know, coaching the team was good. They worked hard. They did what I asked. They wanted to make change. Coaches are always perpetually dissatisfied, so we never make change fast enough for us. But to their credit, they did. The conference is good. I mean, 5 of our teams made it to the NCAA tournament. And that's pretty darn good. And you want to put yourself in a position to be there in the end. And so we need to continue to improve. We need to get better. Our attacking needs. We need to kill more volleyballs. We need to block a little bit better. So just all those things that you have to do to be good at volleyball, we'll continue to work on.
Not necessarily in volleyball, but across really all sports in general. When a first-year head coach takes over, a lot of the seniors and the upperclassmen kind of sometimes get pushed to the side, one to play younger players to maybe establish your culture and your way of doing things. Not you, Coach. You played primarily upperclassmen in your first season. So talk about your seniors that you'll have. You had a big group of them this season that really you came in and they took over what you wanted to do, and talk about their contribution to the team and how do you even think about trying to replace them next year?
Well, now I feel bad because now I got to replace all these guys. They were great. We had 5 of them. We had Randy Wellhafer, Jada Davis-Gollier, Emily Freeland, Ellie Thomas, and Sydney Tuiatu Mariner. And those guys did everything I asked them to do. And the goal is to play the best players, so they were the best players. And they were good at what they did. And we moved Randy from a middle blocker to an outside hitter, and that's a pretty tough move in your senior year, having never played outside before. And to her credit, she embraced it, and she tried to get better each day. And then Emily just was steady Eddie. You know, she just does what she does. And Ellie in the back row kind of anchored that for us, and that was shown in her honorable mention all-conference opportunity that she was awarded. And Sydney did what she did by going and distributing the ball well. And Jada, I mean, that kid, one of the hardest working kids in show business, right? She's like the Rick James of volleyball here at Black Hills. She just did a job, you know, and I really appreciated them because they did buy in. They didn't have to listen to what I had to say. What am I going to do? They're seniors, you know, but they did, and they wanted to make change. And so that was a pretty rewarding experience for me.
What are some tidbits you learned this season coaching in the RMAC conference that you didn't necessarily know when you first started, and now that you have this experience with a full season under your belt in this conference, what subtle changes do you plan on making to the team as far as schematically or just how you go about things for next season?
I think being more consistent for longer. That's one of the things that I think we need to do better. I thought if we only played to 18, we were this really nice volleyball team. The problem is we played to 25, so that makes it challenging. But I think we have to be more consistent. So one of the things we're looking at solidifying is some outside hitting. We have to be better at killing the ball and the antennas, and so we're gonna count on Carson Metler and Izzy Abril to kind of anchor that a little bit. Zoe Hussman is a kid that's coming back. Peyton McLeod and Mia Cardenas, they're coming back as well in the middle. We bring back our setters. So I think we have some stuff in place. We don't have a ton of experience in all those things, but I think we bring back enough, and we'll complement that with some kids we have coming in.
As Head Coach Grayson DuBose joins us here with KDSJ Sports, putting a bow on the Black Hills State University volleyball season this year. Now that you guys have hit the off-season, what are some of your off-season plans you have for your athletes as far as from a development standpoint, and anything that we have to look forward to throughout the spring and maybe into the summer?
You know, they're going to keep working. They're lifting still. They're getting together on their own and playing. as a coach, that's what you want to see. You want to see them kind of self-organizing a little bit, like, hey, let's go play. Football's different, right? You can't just, hey, let's go knock heads, And volleyball's kind of nice that way where we don't have to beat each other up. So they've gotten together and they're playing throughout, and they'll go home over the break and they'll play too. And we'll come back in January, lift and practice and see how we can get better at some stuff.
Now looking at the recruiting trail, Coach, give us an update that you're able to give us as far as your strategy for this offseason in terms of recruiting, as far as both high school and through the transfer portal.
Yeah, we've signed 5 kids. So we've signed Neva Cook, Maddie Steele, Elena Chemis, and Kieran Barnett, and then Aspen Baird is a transfer from Dawson Community College. So she's actually going to join us in January. With our group, and so that'll be a nice opportunity for her to train. But I like those 5 kids that we've signed. I think they help us get better, which is always the goal as a coach. And then we're going to hit the portal. We need, like I said, we need some outside hitting. We need to go find some people who can pass and hit, kind of like an Emily Freeland style kid. We want to be able to do that for longer.
And finally, Coach, the youth core that you have coming back next year, and then depending on what you do throughout the transfer portal and throughout the offseason, what are some of your early expectations and goals for next season?
Yeah, wow. Stu Morrill was this basketball coach at Utah State that I worked with for a long time, and he said he stopped making goals because he goes, you have one goal and it gets screwed up, and then you got to redo all your goals. And so he goes, we just have a standard. And he goes, for us, we just want to, whatever happens, we want to win the next game. And I even narrowed that down even smaller. Hey, let's just win the next ball. If we can win the next point, then see what happens. And if we can string a couple points together, we can see what happens. So for me, I want us to just be really good at volleyball. So we're going to play a bunch, and I want us to see how good we can get. And we're going to push each other, and we're going to push them. And then a rising tide raises all ships. So we're going to add kids into the mix next year, and hopefully those kids will upgrade us, and we'll continue to get better over time.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for the time, joining us not only today with KDSJ Sports, but throughout this season, and we look forward to keeping a beat on Black Hills State University volleyball next year and the years to come.
Thanks, Clayson, and go Jackets.
That's Coach Grayson DuBose from Black Hills State University volleyball as the Yellow Jackets wrap up their 2025 season on the upward trend and looking to add some more talent and compete in the conference for next season. For KDSJ Local Sports, I'm Clayson Davis reporting here at the Young Center in Spearfish.